And finally, new rule in the next debate: when Donald Trump starts going on about how everything in this country is a total disaster, Hillary must lean into the mic and say, "Wrong." Now, Donald Trump's campaign. Okay, quiet now. No.
That'd be great.
We're into the end now. Donald Trump's campaign is built, of course, on many fallacies, but the one we really need to debunk is that America is in such a desperate place that a wild card like Trump is worth the risk. Trump fans talk like they live in a Western town where the banditos are so out of control, only a maverick gunslinger can save them. A man with no tax code. The fastest tweet in the West, covered in man tan. Not really worth that, was it? So, please, I don't need your pity. Wait, I may need your pity.
Yeah.
But I give Donald Trump supporters a little credit. They know he's an asshole. It is hard to hide. They just don't care. They'll admit, yes, he's dangerous and thin-skinned and unhinged and clinically insane. And an egomaniac, a compulsive liar, a charlatan with the impulse control of a grease fire. But we have to take the risk because America is hanging by a thread. How do we know it is? Donald Trump told me.
The situation is worse than it has ever been before.
The generals have been reduced to rubble.
Our country is going to hell. Our infrastructure is going to hell.
African Americans, Hispanics are living in hell. You walk down the street, you get shot.
The American dream is dead.
It's insane. I mean, one of the popular memes on the right these days, I'm not kidding, is that this election they're calling it the Flight 93 election. As in the plane on 9/11 that crashed in Pennsylvania after the passengers rushed the cockpit. In other words, things have gotten so bad, it's time to rush America's cockpit. As the creator of the metaphor put it, you may not make it into the cockpit, but if you don't try, death is certain. Really? President Hillary equals certain death? What do they think she's going to do? Pour lead in the water supply? Oh, wait, that was the Republicans in Michigan. So there's that view, and then there's the facts. Remember them? Facts. So old school, aren't they? But they tell us the country is actually in pretty good shape. Violent crime at its lowest since 1970. The military, better funded than ever. Trump says our health care is a horror show. But more Americans have insurance than ever. Fewer are smoking. Cancer is down. Teen pregnancy is down. Alcohol abuse is down. Somehow Dick Cheney is still alive. Here. You want to? 8 years ago, we were losing 800,000 jobs a month. Now we've added 14 million. The stock market went from under 7,000 to over 18. Consumer sentiment is as high as it was in the 80s under St. Reagan. The economy today is actually better than the one Mitt Romney promised in 2012 when he said he would get unemployment under 6. Trump says, you have great economists that will tell you the unemployment rate is 32. No, every economist knows it's 5 because they get their numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, not from the Department of I'm Hearing. If Mitt Romney were running on this economy, the people with the Make America Great hats would have re-elect Romney stickers on their rascal scooters. But the president isn't a white man with an R next to his name, so it's Flight 93. You know, I've read so much crap about how Trump voters are hurting and we should respect their anger and their pain. It's a myth that the media swallowed whole. The average Trump primary voter makes $72,000 a year. No more likely to be hurt by immigration or trade or to be out of work. Donald Trump doesn't really have solutions, and his supporters don't really have problems. The only thing poor about them is their judgment. They're hysterics, and they think President Tupac spent 8 years turning the American dream into nightmare on Black Street, and Hillary's gonna finish the job. The reason why Trump is so popular with a certain type of voter is because they're kindred spirits. These white men sitting at the end of the bar, nursing a gin and tonic because their dick doesn't work anymore. And life didn't pan out the way they wanted, so they sit there crabbing about how the system's rigged against them and America's not winning anymore and we're getting pushed around by everybody. China and Mexico and women and blacks who have so many advantages over white people. At the convention, Trump said, "I am your voice." For once, he wasn't lying. He is your voice because you're a whiny little bitch. Thank you.